pistol. It's Kenny S opening things up for G2. Exit will be able to find one back, and it's into a 4 versus 3. Under a minute left, and the play will begin to slow down, but Sharks want to come in for this retake.
2 versus 4 then. As it's Knack versus Knack and Exit versus the remaining players from G2, both coming in towards A long here. As it's Lucky on the default side. Should be able to get them up close. The flashbang is perfect. And so are the headshots from Jax. All down to Knack now in a 1 versus 3. Spots out the head of Jax, but once again, great shot there from him. And I'm not sure how we got into an afterplant there on the A site. But nevertheless, G2 take the first round, and coming into Dust 2, we've said it many, many times. It was Kenny S that was really delivering on Hellraiser versus Hellraisers and Avantgarde. So, round number 2. Give me the Folika coming up from Sharks. As they are versus the 4 SMGs of G2. 2 MAC-10s, UMP from Lucky, and an MP5 from Kenny S.
CT's going for quite a bit of aggression here, but Jax could find himself with quite a few kills as he taps away. Knack is finished off. Exit able to find one back with the kill on the pistol. And anything Sharks get here is a bonus, obviously. They pick themselves up the AK, and that's something they can work with. But Sharks finding a kill with the MAC-10. Extra cash out of the bank, and a step in the right direction. But Exit actually has the AK towards spawn, and Lucky might just be a little unlucky if he picks towards this AK.
It's going to go 2-0 for G2. Exit trying to save on to the AK here. They know exactly where he is. He is playing the headshot angle there towards T-spawn. Sharks as well able to farm up the cash with the SMG, with the MAC-10. Smoke in should allow for him to survive. Still playing the headshot angle, so the fact he has no Kevlar makes no difference. And somehow Leah managed to get a knife kill inside the smoke. This is the longest 40 seconds Sharks have ever played in their life. As still, they're here battling away, and Leo gets one actually, another kill, and a third for him in the Exit. Lucky fails with the UMP to get the Exit kill onto Exit, and I'm just lost for words.
Yeah, that was just chaotic, right? So much damage done from Sharks, and they're actually very happy with that. If anything, their buy looks very solid. They've got an AWP, they've got an AK, an AUG in play, an M4, and MP5. And over on G2, they've only got UMPs, MAC-10, and one single AK. So Sharks finding all the kills there made this look very good. So G2, they have to go for the fast play into the B bomb site. Knack lining them up, double kill. Oh, a transfer for the triple. Lucky finds himself one back, and Exit able to connect. It's all on Sharks, 1 versus 3.
5 HP, MAC-10 in hand. As the bomb does go down, so additional cash has been secured. Molotov in towards the default position as well from Exit. No utility here as well, so 1 kill would be the best scenario here for Sharks. Get the additional $600. The Sharks are making a lot out of this, as we are seeing a highlight reel. That's why I imagine Sharks died in the clutch.
Yeah, I assume so. Yeah, Sharks ended up dying. Exit picked himself up the double kill.
2-1 as we head into the next round then. Round number 4. AWP for RCF and for J&T. Once again, the Brazilian side going for the double AWP setup. This time only one AWP to back it up in terms of positions as well. Exit going to be playing long with the AWP. Body flashed out towards that position as the smoke of the corner will force back Exit and Co on towards the A site. 4 players here from G2 as they can go for the flashbang over, double smoke at the cross and try and charge in towards the A site. Or they can leave Kenny S with the AWP in pit. That can work as well.
Yeah, I mean, currently G2 leaving their positions, going back towards spawn, flashbang in. Lucky gets caught up by the aggression of Leo, who's able to find Lucky. So opening kill coming in for Sharks. They'd love to keep this as well. And look at the position Knack has. He could get in behind, pinch of this attack stick, try and go into B.
Could indeed. Body with the AK isn't able to see them go in towards the lower tunnels. RCF with the headshot angle as well in towards the back of B. Leaves just Body. And now just Kenny S. 1 versus 5. Picks up the first kill, 55 seconds remaining. So he has got the time. We nearly saw an incredible clutch from Body in that 1 versus 4 in the last round on Train as he does retrieve the bomb. Fortunately though, JNT is waiting from here. He's going to be walking into his demise. 2-2 as we go all squared up into the 5th round. The money doesn't look too good here for G2.
Yeah, Knack is coming in again with that big performance. He already got 5 kills on the board. Yes, other players have got 5 before as well, but Knack is a player we highlighted from the last map, being that big performer, and he's carrying that consistent form over into the next map, which is a scary sign for G2 because none of them have woken up just yet.
Pistols for G2. Gone for the quasi-buy here, just upgraded pistols, light utility as well, but they have 4 players with Kevlar. This could be dangerous for Sharks if they give away an M4 or an AWP early on, as it will be backed up by Kevlar. 3 players in towards the B tunnels and 2 in towards middle from G2. It seems like they're poised for a B split here. Knack on the site has the backup as well of RCF. Can they hold it?
Body running through. Knack looks towards the door, but the damage is coming in elsewhere. I was hoping RCF would cover him off, but it's not to be. RCF stays alive, but the pistol shot comes in. Instant kill, and it's into the 4 versus 3. Sharks have to retake a bomb site up against G2. Now got themselves an AWP in the hands of Kenny S and M4 on Body. This is just not very realistic at all, so they're going to fall back and save.
Save indeed, and it's going to be another round for G2. 3-2 then in favor of the French side. And for that round, a simple B split works wonders, as it felt like RCF should have given the information to Knack that they could have been out of that smoke. You saw him turn around to a horde of G2 players just swarming him with those pistols, and obviously RCF being run down by pistols with that AWP in such an awkward position. So, quasi-buy win for G2, just pistols and armor, and now onto the buy from both teams. Thankfully though, JNT and Exit did survive, and they can drop over weapons to the remaining players here from Sharks. As we head into round number 6, 2-3 is the scoreline. Only the single AWP this time for Leo, and potentially for G2 they could be expecting some weakness towards that B-bomb site, maybe some poor communication, as that was very evident in the last round. But so far, no more default coming out, clearing out towards middle, holding for a push in towards long or the B halls, as Kenny S trying to get into those positions where he can try and work a pick with that AWP, get up towards short, peer in towards the A site as they clear each angle piece by piece.
Molotov deploys, not really hitting its mark. The play can begin to slow again. G2 having short control, that's generally one of the choke points you want to have control of. It allows you for so many options. You can go back towards the A-bomb site, it allows for A splits, B splits, you can go back and fake out the A-bomb site. There's plenty of options at their disposal once they take short control, but look at this position up towards long.
4 players are short for G2. Oh, and that flashbang is perfect. And so are the shots from Exit. 5 versus 4 as Exit goes for more. Not going to take the duel though versus Lucky. Instead, he has the backup of JNT to spot the cross on towards the default site as the bomb is planted for short.
Again, G2 can just afford to slow this play down. They have to wait for Sharks to come in. They just need to find the headshots, the kills, and before Sharks are able to get back in. But very slow approach to this retake. They've got kits alive on pretty much every player, so they can afford to just do this. That Molotov, that's great utility usage from G2. Jax tries to pinch them in from behind, but Kenny S from short, landing the shots, slowing the play further from Sharks. They run in, they have to walk towards Sharks. Oh my god, Sharks hits the double, finally finished off. Kenny gets himself a frag. It's all on Leo, he's gone, there's no way he wins this, and G2 get 4.
Ooh, nice shot there. I think it went down to the bomb blast though anyway. Clear-cut round there from G2. 1 outside long, 1 outside B halls to hold for the CT side aggression, and then they just lead by the AWP Kenny S in towards A short. They go for their execution, they smoke off towards CT. Oh, nice shot there from Kenny S. The gap shot connects, and it's a 5 versus 4 early on, but yeah, G2, now they know their executions towards B and towards A are working. This should be a far better map for G2 on Dust 2. So far, though, it's just going to be the AK for Leo. Finds one, instantly traded out, as we should be seeing a 5th here for G2.
Exit grabs himself an AK off of the fallen corpse of one of the G2 players. Let's see what we can get done with it. Is G2 playing it safe? Just going to run over towards B, congregate towards that area of the map and really limit any possibilities of losing a couple of players. At this point, you just want to try and save that AK from Exit, right? You want to carry that kit, the AK over, perhaps find a couple of X's, but the main goal here is just to save.
It is indeed. Has a defuse kit as well, so if Sharks do decide to go for a light buy in the next round, AK and a defuse kit could definitely work some magic. But so far for G2, looking far more poised and in control this map. It felt very strange watching them on train. Just, it honestly looked like 5 players playing 5 different games of Counter-Strike at once. No trade frags, no teamwork, nothing at all. And now on this one, their execution seemed far more on point, and that's going to be scary for Sharks going forward. Exit spots out Jax, but the jumping MAC-10 does prevail. 5-2 as we head into round number 8. In terms of money, Sharks can buy all 5 players as well. RCF may lack some utility, but he can still afford the M4 smoke and a G grenade. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe towards long, as he is actually going towards the B side. So JNT with the fast boost in towards short. That's where the aggression is going to come in now for the side of Sharks. And Leo as well in the lower tunnels finds one. Surely he falls back here. He's got the advantage already.
Leo going for a little more, but perhaps a little overzealous. Tried to work in tandem with his teammate. RCL at least gets the trade there, and it's still an advantage for Sharks as they come in. The smoke will cover off the CT area. Falls onto the hold here on the A bomb site. These smokes are coming in, gathering here at G2, but Exit has an AUG in play on the spot. The utility coming in towards him. His vision is completely gone due to the flashbang. The close angle hits the burst, nails it. In fact, the body, he's finished off. Quick shot from Kenny S, and it's into a 1 versus 2. We need some heroics from Kenny S here to save G2 in this round. But there we go, P250 hits the kill onto Knack, and it's into the 1 versus 1. Opper against Opper. Kenny S, on paper, you'd favor him in this situation. That smoke will cover off short. He looks back towards CT, but the timing is perfect for JNT. He's allowed to stay alive, and Kenny S gets the bomb plant. It really is building here between these 2 players, and Kenny S moving up towards short. He has no information, but has to use his game sense, his elite level game sense.
No defuse kit for JNT, so he's going to have to find the kill onto Kenny S, and with the AWP, that may be very, very awkward. Slowly clearing out the angles, slowly walking up, scoped in. But Kenny S playing towards Gandalf here. As soon as the bomb is tapped, the peak should come through, and just like that, Kenny S clutches it. How on earth is he able to win that? P250 out, gets the first kill up close. The guy at the M4 maybe didn't know exactly where he was, playing behind the smoke. And in that clutch as well, JNT missing 2 shots with the AWP. Maybe the pressure is building here for Sharks as we're seeing some sloppy plays from them. But into this round, there is going to be the eco. 5 players towards long. Brilliant flashbang there from G2. Allows for Sharks to get the first kill. And Lucky just doubles up here. Should be seeing a 7-2 lead very early on from G2. And just like that, a matter of seconds, the round is over. Sharks have another chance.
G2 really looking like they have a different face on them currently coming into this one. They look a lot more ready. They look like the G2 we know, hitting the frags, hitting the shots, clutches coming in favor of them. You know, this is a very different G2 than we've seen on train, and this is scary for Sharks. They had an easy time of it on train, but this time it's going to be much more difficult.
We are into a Sharks pause. And for them, they can go for the buy. They can afford a double AWP setup as well if they want to, but I wouldn't really advise it. So far from G2, all we've seen is execution after execution. Either they flash out towards A long, they get in towards long, they double smoke the corner, they go onto the site that way, they group up short, they execute towards the A site from there, and they play the after plant very well. Or, as we saw from the first buy round they won, they simply just burst in towards that B bomb site with flashbangs and a few smokes. So instead, it will be the single AWP setup from JNT, and apart from that, 3 AUGs. As fast play in towards the B site. Knack surely has to hear the footsteps, otherwise he's going to get shot from the side. What's going on towards B?
RCF able to pick up a double kill as Lucky and Jax are finished off. RCF Gonna try and get this triple. Knows the players came into the area. So equips the flashbang, gets timed on. You know, pulling out the grenade there, that's a little risky, and that's exactly why. It's into the 3 versus 3. The bomb site is there for G2, as the Molotovs will secure it and confirm the plant. They've got to make this retake work, Sharks, as they come in from the B tunnels, B ramp area, and the window.
Body's the player supposedly holding from behind, even though Leo manages to slip in. Kenny still holding it as Body from middle. Gets the flank frag onto JNT, the last one as well onto exit. 8-2, G2 have won the half as a bare minimum. Even if Sharks win the remaining here, make it 8-7. Oh yeah,
he's got his keyboard hanging off the table.
He plays it how Existence does with the arrow keys.
That's a little interesting. You know, it could fall off. You know, that could be it.
Fall off. Yeah, well, maybe G2 have. Round number 11. 3 sets of armor from RCF, Exit, and Leo. Pistols as well for them. Bomb outside longs. It's going to be holding here versus the Eco from Sharks, expecting some CT aggression. And so far, they wouldn't be wrong.
So G2 go into the standard default play they've been implementing throughout this first half. Goal is to take a little bit of mid-control, perhaps short area. See what you can find. It's especially effective up against the pistols.
3 players in towards CT spawn. Sharks banking on G2 going for a B split. So far though, only exit towards a long. As the players group up towards a short. Jax with the first kill in towards B, with another one as well. Easy frags for him versus the pistols. As JNT tries to find one, but just clutching at straws here as it's all down to Leo with the Desert Eagle. Nice shot there onto Sharks, maybe a second as well onto Jax, but no. 3 kills for him, 9-2. Deja vu, but in reversal to what we saw on Train. This time it's G2 at 9 and Sharks on 2. Like to see another pause here from Sharks to try and recalibrate themselves before going into the 12th round, as so far they've looked extremely lackluster on Dust 2. Everything that G2 have done so far has worked.
Yeah. Most of the Sharks players have sort of dropped off as well in terms of individual performance. You know, at the beginning of this map I said, oh, it's been pretty consistent. Knack has come into this map, he's found himself 5 kills. Since then he's only got 1 extra, he's on 6 kills currently. So definitely a lot of drop-off in individual performance for Sharks, and G2 have been loving that, just shutting them down every single time. And they are in a great position here, G2, to get themselves an extremely one-sided half.
Oh, Jack surviving on 1 HP there. And towards the halls at B. RCF holding the tiny gap in the smoke as well. I'm not sure if he spotted him. I think he did. He's pushing forward. Flashbang will deter RCF away, as Jax somehow walks away with his life. RCF getting aggressive. Jax is playing a headshot angle, so we'll have the advantage if RCF comes all the way around. Does he go for the reface? He will. And RCF gets the frag. 5 versus 4, but the timing is so unfortunate for Leo as Lucky walks out. Turns us into a 4 versus 4.
Oh, JNT. You know, with that shot, that could have been huge. It would have given them the advantage, but the rifle peaks. It's body to hit it, and a missed shot from JNT. That falls apart for Sharks. It's another peak. This time, Knack, he gets dispensed with. And again, it's a conveyor belt of death. RCF misses the shot, and Sharks have just dropped off massively. G2 in control here on Dust 2.
8-round deficit now for Sharks on their CT side here. Earlier in their performances versus 5 power, they had an 11-4 half on their T side, and only 4 rounds is what they managed to gather on their CT side of Cash earlier on in the tournament. Maybe they're more T-sided where they can utilize that skill they have behind the cooling of Knack. But even here, Sharks go for a very aggressive play, and G2 just expect it. Walking into the scope of Kenny S and the crosshair of Body. 4 versus 2, only 15 seconds into the round as it's spelling a G2 second map win. They have to be careful nevertheless though. RCF and Exit are still alive, the 2 stars of the Brazilian roster, as they are all 4 grouped outside the A site. They've got a minute left on the clock here, no reason to take any gambles here, any risks, and play too aggressively. May as well leave no stone left unturned and just trade the kills once they come. RCF going back in towards the B site. Maybe a safe call here. Then again, Exit charging on towards the A site. Will he try and defend it?
Playing with a smoke here, Exit, looking over the top of two of them. Has help and assistance from short. It's going to be very difficult nevertheless as G2 begin to run towards the A-long area with all four players congregated over here. Sharks has to go huge, and especially Exit, who's got to be the front man in this attack. The flashbang's in, he doesn't get anything. It's all on RCF, but 1 versus 4 has to come through, and it's just nigh on impossible. Sharks will connect. It's 11-2, and G2 are in dominant control.
11-2 here then as we head into the 14th round. I said when it was 15-6 on train, Shox, the captain of this G2 team, really has to rally the troops in, give a Rocky-esque speech.
Yeah.
So far, it's looking like he has. Just pistols here for Sharks as they're going to be saving for the last round. I guess they're trying to opt for that 12-3 at the half and come back from that. Oh, ooh, good spray control there from Lucky. Yeah, gets 2 frags. RCA with a nice deagle shot there onto Jackson towards the B hall. So 4 versus 3, armor there as well to back up the retrieved AK for him. Maybe there is some turmoil here in the future for G2 in this round.
RCF slipping into the lower tunnels. Plenty of players coming up towards the short area. Knack needs to go huge. And again, instant headshot from G2. They're definitely warming up in this map so far. The headshots just keep coming in. The entries are there. Sharks have been unable to shut them down individually. And RCF and Exit again, you just got to think about saving those into the next here.
May as well save the AK and buy up some more additional utility. Does get 1, so can try and save the AK. RCF as well, trying his best to salvage. Keep his hands on the AK. Kenny S does get baited by the shot and the peek from RCF, so that's an orb to save as well into the next round for JNT potentially. But even then, G2 are going to be very happy with how this game has gone so far. It's going to go 12-2, 10-round advantage for the French side going into the latter half of Dust 2. And the last map is Nuke.
A little bit of Wolf Nation.
Oh, it cuts out the good bit.
Yeah, it does. Anyway, 12-2. G2 are absolutely stomping Sharks right now.
Sailing ahead, as one would say. So, final round here, round number 15. Double op setup from Kenny S and Shox. I imagine just to go for the gap shot and then switch it out for some AKs. So, RCF and JNT with the saved AWPs. Very good firepower here from Sharks. As Leo tries to force the play. It seems like so far on the CT side of this map on the last, it's Leo that gets aggressive in these matchups. RCF with 1. Kenny S on top of the boxes here. Can't quite connect the flick though. As Knack wins another duel, actually. So RCF to find that frag. 2-man advantage here for Sharks. As G2 group up outside long. Minute 15 seconds left on the clock. They have utility. They can smoke off the cross. As Exit and Co group up for a flashbang.
Yeah, 3 versus 5. Sharks have the edge in this one, and it's followed up as Exit able to connect on the body. The kills keep coming in. It's all on Kenny S, and he's finished as well. 12-3 the half end. Sharks get at least something to work with moving into half number 2.
And what do they have? 3 rounds at best. If they win the pistol, even then all they can get to is that 12-5 scoreline, and then they're up against the buys of G2. And if you're Sharks, at what point do you mentally tap out as well and start concluding this map in your head and thinking about Nuke, as this game may be unretrievable? But 4 players coming in towards B. They have got Exit there with the smoke in towards CT. Seems like a very fast B split has been called by Sharks, but there's 3 players here. Dinko from G2, Kenny S with the off angle, finds 1, tries to go for more, but eventually going to be traded out.
JNT and Exit, the last alive, and Body keeps connecting shots. It's all onto Exit. He has got himself 1 already, but has to connect another 3. But the headshot from Sharks, it comes in from long range. And Exit's head is toppled off his shoulders. It's 13-3. G2 really wanting to take this to map number 3 in the first semi-final.
13-3, as you said. Still the 10-round advantage for G2, and that should be the map concluded here, as it is the eco for Sharks. As they're just going to be running into the blender, charging up towards A short, walking into the FAMAS of Kenny S and the M4 of Sharks. Ooh, that's a nice fadeaway shot there from the captain, as they all walk one by one into the shooting gallery of G2. RCF, the last one alive, trying to see if he can get some extra stats for his HLTV profile, but apart from that, that's all they can really ask for. 14-3, 2 rounds away for G2 from closing this one out. And for Sharks, they've got to win many rounds in a row if they want a chance at that 2-0. But into this one, Galil for JNT, and 4 AKs as well. Decent utility to work with into this round. Jax with the MP9 in towards the pits. Does allow for Kenny S with the FAMAS to play towards the car position and play passive towards long and give up the short position. Good smoke here from G2 to delay Sharks and make them so paranoid about a push in towards middle. You can see how trepid the players are to go towards B lower. 3 players positioned towards the B site as well from G2 if they're expecting that same mid to B split.
Leo tosses the smoke over the top inside the middle. I'll cover off the vision if there was an AWP player playing from there, or even someone with an AUG that's become much more common in the meta of Counter-Strike currently. With just a minute left on this clock, Sharks have got plenty of control towards this short position, having G2 with 2 players to over towards A long very aggressively, and the rest of them over towards the B bomb site. Perhaps taking A from this approach is definitely the easiest one on paper.
Yeah, and for G2 as well, they're playing double towards A long, 3 in towards the B site. If you're Sharks, you could even call for a save here, not risk giving away the weapons and any chance for a comeback for Sharks, as it is going to be the 4-1 from Sharks. 1 in towards the B site, easily dealt with there by Body, and then the remaining 4 players from Sharks in towards the A site, as G2 are going to be going for the retake here. An advantage, but not for long. Leo with 1, RCF with another as well. 3 versus 3, as G2 come in for the retake.
2 kills coming in from Knack as he doubles up. It's on to Sharks. He has to win the clutch. The Molotov will go in towards short. The time is ticking away. He hasn't got a kit. There's no utility left. This becomes so difficult, and whiffs the shots. There's a kill coming in for Sharks. It's 4, and finally they make something work.
Even with the round win, still 10 rounds behind. Eco coming out from G2. They have the money to force, but there's no need to. One of the big criticisms of G2 or the Sharks rosters was the over-forcing when they had the advantage, forcing into CZs, SMGs, and into awkward buys, which would inevitably end up coming back to haunt them, giving up too many rounds to the opposition. Here, playing nice and safe, playing as a unit, waiting for Sharks to make the move, as Sharks obviously playing very passive across the map, expecting G2 to push. Should be seeing a very slow and steady round.
We talked about G2's proficiency on the pistols. Well, this would be a great time to show it. It would give the map point to bring us to a third, or closer to a third. It's not over until it's over. With just a minute left, currently, you know, Sharks still haven't got a kill yet. They haven't really got that much control of the map. It'll come down to the final few seconds of this, to what area they want to go towards. It's definitely made his preference towards the A site. Look at this from Lucky, flanks in from the lower tunnel, headshots Knacker, and that's going to be the AK picked up. And another chance for G2 to be able to make this work as the smoke comes in for Sharks. That'll cover off the cross, but there's a huge gap in it. They've got to use 2. Body spams through, Leo able to find Jax. It's kills coming all across the board, but Sharks connects with the Deagle. Kenny is finding one with a P250. Exit and Leo need to make this work for Sharks. Finally, a headshot comes in. Sharks and Lucky left to win this for G2. It's an AK and a Deagle. The time is getting low. Lucky has the angle towards short with spray. Still finds the kill. Leo falls and Lucky makes it work as G2 take map point.
And just like that, off the back of a full eco, G2 make it 15-4. Up close with those pistols, playing on the default A site. Sharks played at close quarters versus those upgraded pistols, and they paid the price. Potentially playing too passive for too long and giving G2 too much ground to work with. Kenny S, confident peek there in towards the double doors. 5 versus 4, Dinko. It seems inevitable to be that 16-4 scoreline and a complete reversal from Train.
Jax in between a rock and a hard place at this point will rattle the shots towards lower tunnel. That should bit the reaction from RCF, and indeed it does, but the headshot comes in. It's from Jax again. Double there, he'll find himself a triple. Jax is picking them all up. There's JNT left versus 5. It's a headshot from Jax, and they take the map. We're going to a third nods. G2 are here to play on map number 2, 16-4.
Yeah, polar opposite performance there from G2 to what we saw on that first map, Train. Got to be thinking to myself now, what on earth did Shock say to this team in between maps? Night and day performance, obviously for G2 as well. It felt like everything they called was working. The executions towards B, executions off of short towards that A site were just perfectly executed. And yeah, for Sharks, that was G2's map pick. You won yours very convincingly. Now on to Nuke. This is where things get very, very interesting.
Yeah, I feel like the adaptation from G2 coming into this map was they were playing a lot better. I feel like that's going to be a discussion between Malik and Shox. Those two guys, they're going to be working together to come up and try and solve the problems they had on Train, try and fix it for Dust2, and they have done it perfectly. And I'm really excited to get into map number 3.
Yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, we've seen two completely different play styles from both teams. In the first map, it was Knack playing unbelievable individually and calling for his side. It felt like they were always one step ahead of G2 on Train, and then complete reversal. Shox playing out of his mind, and in terms of individual performance,